Hi, good morning, folks. In this video, game day. The Sabres are in Detroit. Let's look at it coming up. All right, so the Sabres are in Detroit. This is a game where it's either we're going to attempt to get on another winning streak, or we're going to come back to reality again. It's one or the other. And to be honest, Detroit's very beatable, so I don't see why we can't beat them. I really can't. I mean, I can't see any reason we can't walk in there and play a really good road game, which we're due to do, and beat them. You know, they can be picked just like we can. So no reason we can't go in there and just get this done. Now, getting on this, I want to harp on something here, because all I see out there, okay, and this drives me nuts, is what a genius Steve Yzerman is. And I haven't seen nothing from the Detroit Red Wings under Steve Yzerman, except, yeah, they're rebuilding, and yeah, they're getting a little better, yeah. That's it. I really, that's it. Like, I haven't seen that wave of a jump where people say, oh my God, look at the Red Wings now. Like, they haven't done it. So why all this love? I never understand that, really. I never understand why guys, because they've had Hall of Fame careers, get all this love and respect that other guys don't, that maybe are doing just as good a job. You know, like, really. So I think Detroit's rebuild's going okay. I don't think it's going bad or good or great. I really don't. I think they're doing okay, but I'm not overly impressed with Steve Yzerman. I want to put that on the record. I'm just not. I'm not. I never have been as a general manager. Since he's went back to Detroit, if anything, it's taken too long for him just to get this far, okay? Because he's Steve Yzerman. Like, it's pretty easy in Tampa when you got Stamkos and Hedman to take a lot of credit. So let's be a little realistic when people say to me, yeah, but Steve Yzerman, so what? So what? Bergevin has done more in Montreal than Yzerman's done in Detroit. That's the cold, hard truth. Look where they were last year. So let me see Yzerman get them to the finals, and then we'll talk. Let me see Yzerman get them on a playoff run, we'll talk. They haven't made the playoffs. They haven't had a winning season. So what? Like what? I just don't get that sometimes. Why all the love for Yzerman when they haven't done nothing? Just wanted to put that out there. Okay, so look, when it comes down to this game today, we've got to go into this with a sense of desperation, because we got to let go last night. Now, last night's gone, and we got to be desperate for a road win now. I'm hoping that's the atmosphere in our dressing room, is that they're desperate for a road win. If they can do that, then we come home and play Seattle, and all of a sudden, a winning streak staring us right in the eye. And there should be some revenge factor after what Detroit did in Buffalo, guys. Sorry, but there's a pride thing involved too here. You know, I mean, sooner or later, somebody in the dressing room has to say, screw it, I'm not losing to these guys again. Somebody has to stand up and say it. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping we come into this with that sense of urgency on the road. Okay, this was a home thing. We got it done, yes. You know, I get we beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Did we really win that game? You know, I want to play like a 60-minute effort where I feel good about the win, not laughing at it. You know, like, because I was laughing that night we beat Pittsburgh. That was funny because we had no business winning that game. None. Zero. But we can't expect to win games like that on the road and be competitive. I mean, I want to see competitive. I want to see a team today that is there for 60 minutes. You know, I want to see that. And if we can do that, we can win. We can win. And are we going to play a little more physical? We don't really have to. Detroit's not a very physical team. So we don't really have to play a physical edge. I'd like to see it and practice it on them. They're not a very tough team, really. I mean, that's not a gritty team over there. So what I would do is I would go in there with a little edge, a little psychological game warfare on the ice, and get into their heads a bit, and maybe try to just throw them off their game and see. Because if we can win this, really it's huge. All of a sudden, back-to-back wins is huge when you've been in a slump. you know, and we have an opportunity to do that, but we also have an opportunity to lose. And that's why I'm really going to be like trying to keep my nerves about me watching this game, because I'll be ticked off if they lose. I will be. This is a real good chance to get back on track. And I'm not saying, guys, make a deep playoff run. We're not there. But what I'd like to see is that the record stays respectable this year. Just respectable. It could be under 500 at the end of the year, but if we're in the 70s, the mid-70s in points, I'm great with that this year. I know what our roster is. God, I'm very aware that we don't have the best bunch on this team. We don't have a great roster of players, but how are we as a team is my question. Because you can cry about the roster all you want, but what are we like as a unit together, the chemistry? And that really is what a team's all about. It's not about so much talent. It isn't. Because not the most talented team always wins in the playoffs. Ask Tampa Bay when they play Columbus. Not always the most talented team wins in the playoffs. We know that. Usually the most talented team, though, does win the Stanley Cup. And people can argue that there's other teams that are as talented, let's say, just as Tampa last year. We'll even throw that out there. We'll say like Colorado's one of them that comes to mind. But as a team, Tampa plays better than Colorado, because they play a better team game than Colorado does. Colorado's more of a one-dimensional speedster team and transition team with offensive defensemen. It's all about offense with them, whereas Tampa Bay is about the whole structure of a hockey club. And that's why I believe they won the Cup last year. And that's why I believe that eventually, if teams like Colorado look at this and say, you know what, we got to fix this area. This is an area we're lacking, and so is this. Once they start to do that, that's when a team tweaks out and eventually makes a deep run and breaks through. So this is a chance for us in baby steps to break through the slump that we were in. I'm hoping. This is a breakthrough of a slump for me if we win today. We're officially broken through the slump now. And it doesn't mean we aren't aware that we're playing Montreal and Detroit. You know, I'm very aware who we're playing. We're not playing like, you know, Tampa Bay and Colorado here. I get that. But anything to break through the slump, then the team can maybe pick up their pace after that and all of a sudden be tougher to beat down the line because they got their confidence going again. It was nice to see the confidence in the kids again last night. It was. Okay, I got another video to make. I'll see you in that one.